Hello and welcome to my video lecture on passing control to another page using the various functions that are available to us. In this one we're probably just going to concentrate on the include, um, maybe even the require. But what we have to do is somewhere in our PHP code we have to set up some kind of a condition. Well, that's what I'm going to do for this example anyway. I'm going to set up a condition where if a condition is met, I'm going to pass control to an error PHP file. Here's my error PHP file. It's just it's an HTML file for the most part, but all it's doing is it's going to echo out an error message, and it's going to put the date down in the footer for like a copyright. It's just a page. Nothing major. Here's my index PHP, which is going to run when the project runs. I'll set up a local variable called value, and I'll set it as empty. And then what I'll do is I'll check to see if that value, if that variable value is indeed empty. And if it's empty, I'll do something. So the first thing I'm going to do in here is I'm going to create my error variable, and I'm going to put into that the value, oh my god, I can't think of the name of it. The value variable is empty, and that's my error condition. Ended with semicolon, and then I use the include function. So the include function takes in the parentheses aren't necessary. I'm used to putting in the parentheses for the include function. You don't need to. And then I'll just call the error.php file. So here, the way we have it set up, I need my semicolon. If it wasn't for semicolons, I swear. So here's my little PHP code. I'm just going to do a test. If the test evaluates the true, an error condition exists, and I'm going to call my error PHP file. So I'm just going to save this. So for right now, actually I'll put 5 in here, whatever, as long as there's a value in there. And I'll save that, and then when I go to my browser and run it, it's just a page, you know? So we go back here, let me get rid of the 5, so that value is empty, and then I'm going to run my page again, which is then going to call or include my error PHP page. You can see in the URL I have not left the index PHP page, but here you can see that the PHP and the HTML from the error PHP file got included. And then you can see down here the rest of the index PHP page. So I'm not actually leaving this page. I'm just reaching out, grabbing some functionality from another page to display on this page. And if I go back in and I put another value in there, and it evaluates the true now, when I go back here and I refresh that page, I haven't left the page, it gets rid of my error messages. So that's how you can do that. The require is pretty much the same. Essentially exactly the same thing. The only difference is the include is a little bit more forgiving. If the include runs into an error itself, it'll still process, whereas the require will need to find this error PHP file. But for now, we'll see little to no difference. And then when I actually have the error condition met, save that, and we'll see that essentially the functionality is exactly the same. You can use, there's also a require once, which would just mean that the page, whatever functionality happens in error PHP would really only get called once. But that concludes my video presentation, or my video lecture on the use of the require and the include functions to reach out and really get control to another page based on some kind of criteria happening. So now that you know how to do that, I'd love to see you add that to pages of your own.